This is a very interesting device. On one hand, it's extremely obvious that in more ways than one, yeah, this is a first-gen product. There's a lot of room for improvement, and perhaps buyers looking for a foldable should steer clear for now. On the other hand, Google nailed certain aspects of this thing. Pretty impressive for their first time around, and the phone's got enough going for it that it's won the hearts of a good amount of foldable users. But is this foundation enough to get more people interested now and to get the hype train rolling for Pixel Fold 2? Okay, so this video was actually supposed to drop months ago, but I have no problem admitting that my review period was very rudely interrupted by this. Yeah, this totally stole the spotlight and the whole show for me. The OnePlus Open is my favorite phone to come out in 2023, but when I came back to the Pixel Fold, I picked it up and I was immediately reminded of one of the biggest reasons why I like this phone, and that reason was made even more obvious this time around. As much as I love the OnePlus Open, the Pixel Fold is an absolute joy to use when folded. I'm sure you've heard others share this same sentiment. It's the same reason I love the iPhone mini so much. Usability, that's the key word here. It's easy to use. The outer display itself looks good, it's crisp, it's colorful and smooth at 120 Hz. Peak brightness at 1550 nits was enough half a year ago, and it's still plenty now. This 17.4:9 aspect ratio is a little different, but it works, and it makes for a good sized footprint that sits right in between the Mini and the iPhone 15 Pro, so it's very comfortable to hold on to. It helps that it doesn't have a massive unidentified flying object of a camera module on the back. That's one thing that I still have a little trouble getting used to with the Open. Also, this isn't exactly the lightest phone out there. It weighs in at just under 10 ounces. I know some people don't like that, but I do. I like the weightiness of it. I think it adds to the premium feel. This is a well-crafted, solid device. It's got IPX8 certification, which is nice, but just like with every other foldable, I'm hesitant to take this on long hikes or to the beach, things like that, since there's no dust resistance in that IPX8 rating. The fingerprint scanner in the power button has been working just fine, very minimal misreads, which is great. The volume buttons are placed in an easy-to-reach spot, the haptics are good, but they are a little softer and more subtle than I prefer. The dual speaker setup sounds pretty good. I think they're decently balanced, but with me being me, I would like more low end. Now, when you're on the outside looking in, it is so incredibly easy to nitpick and bash and point out certain things about a piece of tech. The bezels are too big and ugly, the crease is awful and too prominent, the phone doesn't unfold perfectly flat, the processor is complete trash, so on and so forth. Now, if someone still felt strongly about these things after having used the phone themselves for a considerable amount of time, then that's totally fine. But I cannot stress enough that when you actually use a piece of tech as your own, it's a whole different ballgame, and a lot of these so-called issues kind of disappear. Now, does this mean that I like these things? Not at all. Do I want to see these things addressed in the next iteration? Absolutely, but the crease never bothered me too much, and even after coming back from the OnePlus Open, which has a wildly minimal crease, this one quickly became an afterthought. Same thing with the bezels. These never bothered me either, but I can understand why they turn some people off. Now, if anything, the phone not unfolding completely flat without some extra effort was kind of, it's just one of those things. It was really only bothersome because at first, I didn't exactly feel comfortable even lightly forcing the phone open fully. It is solid enough to be able to handle this, but you know how devices with more moving parts can be. Either way, I make an effort to open the phone all the way pretty much every time, and things with the hinge are still normal. Okay, so just like the outer display, the inner display is nice to look at and use too. It is noticeably reflective though. There's no anti-glare layer or anything, so keep that in mind. But that whole usability factor is greatly enhanced by just how clean and smooth the Pixel UI is. Now, I haven't said this in a minute, but this phone is straight butter. If you know, you know. The attention to detail with certain animations and different UI elements is fantastic. This is easily one of the most fluid Pixel devices yet. And of course, you get the usual standard Pixel features that make Pixels so great. Now, the UX isn't perfect, that's to be expected. It's definitely not immune to strange glitches here and there. Overall continuity needs work, and unsurprisingly enough, the amount of optimized applications for the inner display is not at all where it needs to be. Google did add a feature where you can set apps to take up the entire display, basically stretching out the application, and that's cool, we'll take it, it helps a bit, but they're going to have to put in more work in this area if they want the masses to take this phone seriously. All in all, it's been great for watching movies and TV shows and YouTube videos, running emulators, again, if you know, you know, and the apps that are optimized look great and operate pretty well. Now, of course, I rely on my phone for daily tasks like jotting down notes and creating to-do lists, getting video projects started, script writing, things like that. But over time, I've been wanting to heavily decrease my dependency on my phone for those things because one, I miss the unique sense of intentionality that comes with using actual paper, and two, these things are way too distracting if I'm being honest. So to get 2024 started, I wanted to try something different, and that's where this comes into play. This is the Remarkable Paper Tablet. Think of it as a digital notebook. With this, I can easily write, create, keep, and organize all of my notes, lists, scripts, ideas, and concepts for video thumbnails, and other documents. And it's the method of actually performing these tasks that's important to me. Doing these things with intention, monotasking, zeroing in on what's in front of me without any distractions. The simple and well thought out interface includes the proper features and tools for a robust and seamless user experience, and in addition to that, I get the ability to access all of my work on other devices using the desktop and mobile applications. The paper-like feel of the display is truly mind-blowing. This is the closest you're going to get to paper without it being paper. The responsiveness and accuracy, the pressure and tilt sensitivity, the precise amount of friction all come together for a shockingly natural feel. Now, this is not here to replace any of my existing devices. It's here to complement them, and I am telling you, it does that beautifully. And it's all wrapped up in a super clean and minimal design that's lightweight and easy to use and carry around. This blend of paper-like feel and digital tech is an absolute game changer for the new, more personal and purposeful daily workflow this year. Learn more and pick one up for yourself using the very first link in the description, and a huge thanks to Remarkable for supporting the channel and sponsoring this portion of today's video. Overall performance has been quite good. Other than the glitches I mentioned, I don't really have any significant complaints about how the phone runs. It handles multitasking and split screen well, shout out to those 12 gigs of RAM. The dock has been pretty great honestly, and again, the fluidity in this area is awesome. The games that I do run on here run just fine. For more hardcore gamers, you're probably going to want to look elsewhere. But yeah, the Tensor G2 has been solid. This phone is, without question, not the powerhouse the OnePlus Open is, or any 8 Gen 2 device for that matter, but I'm cool with how day-to-day performance has treated me. The phone does run warm under heavy load, but I haven't experienced any overheating. Battery life has been okay. Not outstanding, but not awful. I can get through a full day on a single charge pretty comfortably with different usage patterns, whether it be heavy power user usage or normal, average, everyday usage. I'm usually plugging in by the time I head to bed. The Android 14 update helped out for sure because in some cases with light usage, I've been able to push the battery to a little bit over a full day's use. I get around 6+ hours of screen on time now, and when I'm out and about, I have a little bit more faith in the battery than I did early on. Again, not amazing battery life, but it's been fine, and it has gotten better for me. Now, I can deal with the slower charging speeds, but I still don't like the fact that I have to. 2024 needs to be the year that Pixel devices take a big step forward into faster charging speeds. Please, Google, I am begging you. Alright, so the cameras. I don't feel the need to talk about these too much because they're about what you would expect. They have been more than adequate. These aren't flagship Pixel cameras, but that's okay. The image processing does a lot of heavy lifting here, and fun fact, the Pixel Fold ended up exceeding expectations and performed extremely well in Marquez's blind camera test. Everyday photos come out looking good, zoom results are rock solid too, and if you're comparing to other devices, especially something like the Pixel 8 Pro, you will notice more noise and less detail. Low light results take a hit as well. The interior camera also isn't the greatest. I used it for a few video calls and it does the trick, but for pictures and videos, nah, I just use the other cameras. You can now use the phone as a webcam for your computer, which is useful. And this dual screen mode got added not too long ago, and it allows whoever you're taking photos of to see themselves as you're taking the photo, which I think is pretty cool. It's kind of crazy thinking about just how heavily anticipated the Pixel Fold was. With certain foldables already out at the time, a lot of us were like, okay, it's Google's turn, we need a folding Pixel right now. And this is what we got, and I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Yeah, this is a first-gen product, but you can see that Google learned from their regular series of phones and implemented a lot of those good factors into this one. The foundation that Google laid out for it has me excited for Pixel Fold 2. It just needs work, refinements. They gotta iron out some wrinkles to really get this thing going because it's got a lot going for it already. I really need them to work with these devs to get more applications optimized, and I want to see more fleshed out features designed for this phone specifically. As imperfect as it is, as divisive as it is, I continue to enjoy using this phone. Hardware has held up, updates have helped out, and if you ask me, I think the Fold is aging well. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. I'm not sure it's meant to be at this point. Normally, I would say wait until Fold 2 drops, but if you like what you see now, give it a shot. Take it for a test drive and see how you like it. You just need to manage your expectations and know what you're getting into. And maybe that'll get you aiming for the Fold 2 coming later this year, and at the very least, it'll get you into the world of foldables if you haven't taken that dive already. I'm pretty sure the phone dropped to $1450 over the holidays, which is probably the price it should have launched for. So if I were you and you're interested in picking one up, personally, I wouldn't get it for any more than that. Now, because of when this phone was released, in relation to the mainline Pixel devices, the Fold will always have the processor that came out the year prior, barring any changes to that, of course. So Pixel features that are reliant on newer chips, or features that Google decides are reliant on newer chips, I should say, just won't make their way to the Fold until later. Depending on how you look at that, that may or may not be a bad thing. It's just something to keep in mind. But as far as foldables go, the Fold still has some of the best software and AI features simply because it's a Pixel. I don't know about you, but I've got my fingers crossed that Google takes what they've got with this phone and they run with it. But you gotta walk before you can run. And these baby steps are a good start in my book.